But one thing though, black women do not with me.
This is going to be a good conversation, but I am here to help you. You know, I'm the black man. I'm here to help you learn more. But yeah, what is the problem with the white woman and the black woman? What is that about?
I mean, I love them. I don't know why they hate me so much.
Yeah.
They hate me.
What do you think it is they hate?
I think they think that I am trying to be look like them.
Okay.
Can I say this?
I didn't say
You
this. Go
scared
ahead.
me.
I like it. Come on.
I think that they think that I want to look like them and try to be like because of my body type and stuff like that. I have just genetically a different proportion than the average white girl. Can't fault me for that. And then I be putting in every single day at the gym. I'll be going crazy for my body goals, like how I want to look like. And that may be inspired from a black woman. I can't really pinpoint that.
Right.
I feel like, not to go with what everybody says, but the Kardashians.
Yes.
They made that popular.
Yes.
And then as soon as it kind of became popular, I felt like I was now okay in my skin. I've always had bigger glutes. I've always had bigger legs. I used to play professional soccer.
Glutes is ass?
Part of it, yeah.
Okay.
Or no, glutes is the
ass.
Yeah, it's the biggest muscle in the body.
Yeah, the booty.
The booty.
Okay,
like
the big
word.
capital W at the end.
Right,
Bootow. No, it's fine. Go ahead.
You made me lose
My bad.
thought.
You know I'm a goddamn psychopathic.
I got it wrong.
And leave me alone. Schizophrenic.
No, but basically, like growing up, I always had bigger legs and glutes, and not that I didn't feel normal, but I definitely was like insecure about it a little bit. And then whenever that wave kind of hit us, like, all right, I'm at home.
Yeah.
Like now I'm comfortable. Now people want to look like how I feel like I've been looking.
Oh, we always wanted that
But
ass.
my issue sometimes when I do interact with black women is that they judge me so quickly based on their previous experience,
Right.
whereas me, not saying that I'm perfect, but I am trying to learn from every individual experience. And yes, we all have our pre-thoughts and all of these things that we do bring into conversations.
Yes.
But I do feel like sometimes they be mad at me because A, I like black men.
Yeah.
So they think I'm overstepping. B, I have the same physique as some of them.
Okay.
So now I'm definitely
Because that ass is
overstepping.
assing. You hear me?
And I do like the black culture. I am in no way, shape, or form trying to be black, but I do listen to
You love our culture.
certain
Yeah, worship us.
rappers and hip hop
Yeah.
and like certain movies and stuff like that. But that's not me trying to be like somebody
You
else.
eat
That's
fried
just
chicken
me.
and watermelon too?
No.
I'm glad you said no. I'm glad you said no.
I mean, who doesn't?
Huh?
Who doesn't like Chick-fil-A fried chicken and stuff
Okay.
like that?
Oh, Popeyes. Greasy
But
on the mouth.
No, I
Okay.
can't. No. So I don't eat like chicken wings, for instance.
Right.
Can't.
Can't
I
do
can't
it.
eat fatty
Okay.
chicken. It irks me.
That's good.
Yeah. But I don't know. I really don't. I'm not that extreme. I
Right,
just
right.
like the music. I like some movies. I
Yeah.
like the fashion. Like to me, I see black girls all the time on my TikTok and they put that shit on. Like I be liking all their stuff.
You see in the shoe, it's motherfucker coming like this here, white
We're
dude.
talking about girls.
Oh, my bad. I just want to gas myself up. You know I love me. You know, but go ahead.
You love you some you.
Oh, my God.
No, but like I be always showing love. I be hyping them. I be, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if you are a influencer, this is one thing.
Go
if
ahead.
you're an influencer, you cannot be mad about influencing somebody in your mind that might be copying you. That's your job.
Yes. It's meant
You're
to do that.
literally influencing people. You're asking people to buy exactly what you're wearing.
Yeah.
Fault me if I buy what you're wearing because you look dope and cute. You know?
I like this style.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Obviously, you can make it your own.
Of
but
course you can. When I think about it is, shout out to my black women because they come at me a lot and I don't understand it, but I kind of do because, they are, bashed and put in different, situations over time at probably the highest level, right? And then they fighting up a uphill like battle because they're black men with the majority of what they like the best and the most. They really don't step outside that much. And then they feel like their black man is going to other cultures. So they feel like they're losing their number one commodity, right? So if you got the number one commodity in the world, which is just like you, but everybody else is getting it more than you, it feels a certain type of way. Even though it's not true, because majority of black men marry black women. That's a fact.
Yeah.
So it's just social media how it looks. They see the NFLs and certain people with these white women, so they feel like, damn, we're losing our top ones.
But just don't talk about the other 30
that's what
teammates.
I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. But in reality, it's not like that.
I know.
But it's just a perception, and they feel like, why me? You know what I'm saying? Because they go through so much fight. So I get it, but we got to pull it together, work together, get understanding, because we all here. You're an American now, basically. You got your goddamn green card. You're here now. So we got to mesh that together. She love us. She dedicated her greatness to us. She love our people. So why not have her as an ally? Martin Luther King was fucking big white pussy, you hear me? Eating it and everything. Martin Luther King was eating white pussy and asses. You know what I'm saying? So what's up? He had a dream, didn't he? So shout out to my dog. So we doing what he wanted. Isn't this the dream that Martin Luther King asked for? Get you a
do what they want.
Yeah, get you a scrumptious white worshiping the culture. Yeah, she want to be with us, man. She love what we went through and where we at now. This is what you prayed for, baby. Shout out to my man Martin Luther. So we doing it for him. You know who Emmett Till is?
Oh, who?
Emmett Till.
Emmett Till.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, I need you, when you get home, I want you to Google Emmett Till and read his story.
Okay.
Because we doing it for Emmett Till around here.
Okay.
Emmett Till was a young black man, moved from Chicago to Mississippi, I don't know exactly what, a southern state, right?
Okay.
He was in Chicago where it was cool for whites and blacks to interact. It was a long time ago, like the 50s or something. Okay. But he moved down to Mississippi from Chicago. He walking down the street. They say that he saw a white woman in Worcester, like, looking good, right? He was like 14, 13 years old. Her family came, got him, killed him, beat him, and threw him in the river, little boy. Just for whistling at a white woman. Comes to find out, nowadays time, they found the lady, she still was alive, said he really never said on a tour. She was just nervous and said this shit for no reason, got him killed, just for whistling at a white woman. Wow. So when I get a white woman, sometimes I make her call me Emmett Till for my young that just want to holler at some white pussy. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you appreciate Emmett Till. You like Emmett Till? He a good guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking. Emmett, I got you, brother. Look, boy, you see that thing? She got a rump on her, too. She's saying your name, brother. R.I.P. to Emmett. All right, so, but once again, we respect all our women. Right. We want everybody to be positive.
Everybody. It shouldn't just be a white and black issue. I feel like it goes, but for some reason, that's like the really, that's like the soft.
They hate that.
You know, you can't hit that spot, but like if you talk about different races, like I feel like is not as crazy and talked about for whatever reason.
Because the reason is, once again, let me help you understand, the black man is the most loved universally across the world.
Right.
So it's the number one commodity as a man on the man side. So and if this is your counterpart and everybody in the world is getting them more than you, you feel like, man, goddamn. You see what I'm saying? So that's why, like, we got the number one money and we can't hold on to them.
I mean, I get it, but at the same time, also, like, let love be love. And
right. Let us can we? You know what I mean? And I told them, we gotta taste everything. Buffet. We work hard. A black man got to work hard to be real. Like, and this is kind of touchy too, but only the top level black guys really can move like that. Really, like the bottom little barrel, y'all not gonna feast like that. Not on no beautiful top level women. So you got to be the king of kings to devour these women that want us. You know what I mean? And it is what it is.
And I mean, if somebody picked me over somebody else for whatever reason, whichever skin color that they have, is it my fault?
No, it's not your fault. That ain't your fault.
Like, I've been out at like clubs or like restaurants, and this girl one time approached me in the bathroom. And she was like, "Why are you here?" Whoa. And I said, "What you mean?" Right. Like, that's like me fresh in LA, you know, not having any idea. To me, again, ignorant. I didn't realize
Wakanda, look at the blacks.
Skin color. And this is a very nice, fancy restaurant where everybody is there. It's not prominently black only. Like, it was everybody was there, but I was with a group of mostly blacks, both black women, men, but also white people. Yeah. But I was with a person of interest, I guess.
High level man, as they say.
And she approached me and she was like, "Why are you here?" And I was like, "Peeing." Right. Like, it was in the bathroom, so I was so confused. And she was like,
"Don't mind the asparagus smell."
Right.
No, it's fine. Joking.
No, but she just kept nagging me and going at me and, like, basically was saying, like, you shouldn't be here. This is not your scene. It's because of girls like you, blah, blah, blah. Mind you, I'm so fresh into this whole thing. So to me, I was just a big question. And I went back to the guy and I was like, so this happened to me in the bathroom. I immediately got up, freaked out, like wanted to cause a whole scene. I was like, don't, because I just came with him like, hey, this happened. Did I do something wrong? Did I say? Because I'm confused at this point, right? I don't really know what's happening, but he lost his obviously and wanted to protect me, which was really nice, but it just kind of escalated from there.
Uncle Tom out there saving the white woman from the black. Let them black women talk to her how she want to. What you out here trying to save the white woman for? Jigaboo ass boy. No, it's fine.
Well, I was with him.
I know. But hey, you weren't his wife or nothing. How long you knew him?
Probably like 2 months.
Oh, man.
3 months.
He tripping. Like he supposed to let them white women get their narrative off, and I pull you to the side, baby.
You, I'm a little puppy. I did not know what was happening.
That's why he should have talked to you, pull you to the side. Listen up, baby. These black women, they don't like that. This is why. Don't take it personal. We're going to be all right. He can't be, hey, why you talk to my woman like that? Uncle Tom, and I'm going to tell the truth. That he shouldn't did that. Should have pulled you to the side. Hey, listen up, baby. You know what I'm saying? You need to understand this. They have a problem with this, and they deserve that problem. But we're going to fix it. But don't take it personal. It's nothing to do with you.
I don't agree.
He's trying to go in there and slap the black bitch. Chill out.
I don't agree. He should never confront her.
He shouldn't agree. You don't agree with that, do you?
I don't agree with what you're saying.
Okay, good.
With what you're saying.
Oh,
I don't agree with that.
What you think he should have took up for you?
I don't think the girl was in her place to come over to me in the beginning.
Ooh, okay, Simone.
At all. Yeah.
Yeah, she was out of place talking to you in that manner?
No, she don't know me.
Yeah.
That was her first question.
Right.
She could be a gentle, nice human being, as everybody can be.
Right.
She has no reason to come at me individually.
Right.
Do you get what? I would never come over to any person on the planet and just knack at them.
So it was a black woman in Denmark, got one of your big Viking men, like one of your top level Vikings, like one of them.
I would never talk to.
Get your black ass out of here. Take your nigga ass back to goddamn Compton. We don't want your kind around here.
No.
You wouldn't do that?
No.
Okay, you're a good person.
No, yeah, never.
But it's a different type of understanding.
But again, where I'm saying this from is not from a white and black perspective. It's from a human perspective.
Human being.
Yes, it's just from a human perspective, as in no person should ever disrespect another person like that without actually, getting, ask questions before anything. Hi, how are you? Mm-hmm. Very simple. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? You can be nice.
But we fought to be human beings in this country. You know what I'm saying, Simone?
And I get that, but I get that. I don't get it, but I can try to get it as much as I possibly can.
There you go. I like that. There you go. You working, girl. Somebody teaching you well.
But to me, certain individuals are not fully aware of everything that's going on in the world. Certain individuals does not know it all, and you can't fault or expect somebody to know what you're going through.
Right.
You cannot fault me for not having the same experience as you or know everything that you've been through.
True.
I know you've been going through a very traumatic time, and your grandparents and before that. But that's your story. Oh. I have my own issues. I'm not saying yours are worse, mine's are worse, but we all as human beings have things that we cannot fault each other for not knowing. Yeah. I can be aware as much as I possibly can, but granted, in that position, I was literally been in the country for 6 months. Yeah. I had no idea.
So now you're learning, right? Because people will say, okay, that's fine, but now you hear you must. Since
I can come at her with a different now route. Now I can. Back then I was just
what
peeing.
The hell? Yeah. So so now you get it, because they'll say okay, you want to be involved in this culture. You want the men of this culture. You must learn the plight of the culture you're integrated into, which is a great thing. You don't have to do nothing, but I know you're smart enough. I know your heart that you would want to know the full, scope of it, and not just the highlights, because it is a lot. And at the same time, our people need to wake up and understand that it is growth that takes place, and you got to move forward and not always look back. Yes. And so a lot of stuff did happen to a lot of different people. A lot of different races went through a lot of different things. We probably had it the most in this country. It is what it is, but we must move forward. You know what I'm saying? We can't forget where we came from, but we got to go where we need to get to. Stop standing on some shit back there. So I get it. And that's just a very good conversation.
I think regardless of whatever, I think it is about time.
Yeah.
That we're all just trying as individuals to treat each other with mutual respect.
I agree.
And just like humanity.
Yeah, and even
in some sense, whatever that means to you.
Right.
That's different for everybody, but at least try.
And even if it's agreed to disagree, that's fine. But at least we have to have more of these conversations because, especially our community, once we get into engagement of somebody like, no, I just don't like black people like that. They get mad. Oh, no, like why? Like, let's get some understanding so we can grow, or we can still agree to disagree, but I can understand your reasoning, and we can move on from that instead of just being combative, and we'll never have these dialogues and these conversations to grow, and that's a very big problem. And that's why I always like to have these dialogues with people that don't know my culture. I just spoke to plenty rich white people or people that grew up in the hick towns that don't understand blacks, and I had these conversations. I'm like, damn, I didn't realize that. I just saw you with the tattoos. I didn't know I could. Yeah, I get where you're coming. I don't like them wild you don't like either. The same you don't like, I don't like them either. They want to rob me first. They're not thinking about your ass. Leave you alone. So trust me, I get what you're saying, but it ain't all of us. I came from that and I evolved, so they can too. So I must spark that in them. It's not easy,
and it's the same
but it's my job.
On our side, it ain't all of us that has that negative outlook on people of color, you know. But I do also understand that that's how they have to see it at this point. I understand, but I just wish that we could try to give that individual grace when we do interact with them, and let them have like a fair chance of, you know, just have a grown conversation.
It's sometimes,
like you said, you agree to disagree, and then that's honestly better than nothing.